Sometimes it's easy to forget how lucky we are to live in America. But we met one Army sergeant who loves his country so much. In fact, joining the military was his way of saying thank you.
Of all the soldiers at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, no one takes his Army commitment more seriously than Peter Kuch. By all accounts, this 36-year-old sergeant does every drill, tackles every task with the same undying devotion.
I'll do my job to the best of my ability until the last day I leave the Army. I'll always remember it's the country that I'm serving.
His love for this country began in a whole nother world. As one of the lost boys of Sudan, Peter was torn from his parents during the Sudanese Civil War. At the age of 8, he and thousands of other children were forced to trek across the desert on their own. Many died along the way. The lucky ones, seen in this video from a 2001 60 Minutes story, ended up at refugee camps, and a few thousand very lucky ones were eventually allowed to come to the United States. Peter got a job, worked his way through college, and then joined the Army as a thank you to America. As for his mom and dad, Peter never saw them again.
I was hoping, that's what I would say. I said, God, I hope my parents are okay. And I kept that hope and that faith for a long time.
Until just a few weeks ago, when the Army gave him leave and a friend bought him a ticket to go back and see him. His mom especially was completely overwhelmed.
As soon as she saw me and we hugged each other, she just collapsed on my hand.
Fainted?
Yeah, she fainted. After like a good 3 minutes, she came back up and she put her hands on my head and she started praying before even she said anything, you know. And she said that I knew all this time that God will bring you back to me.
Peter says for the rest of his stay, his parents loved on him like a baby. And although he will return to see them, he says he could never go back.
America will always be my home regardless. This is my home.
What's amazing to me about you is you're out in the desert for weeks on end. You say you didn't cry. Your friends are dying next to you. You didn't cry. You get to talking about America and you start crying.
That's the one thing, I love this country so much.
Sometimes you have to go full circle to see how far you've come. Peter now has a 4-year-old boy with more hopes and dreams than he could have ever hoped or dreamt for.
Good.
All here in the country he just can't thank enough.